you understand what I mean by problems, huh? That is the problem that we'll be trying to overcome last night and this morning. Okay, so are we going to continue to play the video? I just look pretty here. Take a picture, please.
Hello,
on August
everyone.
17,
I'm Carrie Perloff,
2022,
and I am
Act
so
Against
deeply
Hate
honored
Alliance
to be
was officially
recognized
launched at the
by
California
this really
State
incredible
Capitol.
group in your
This event was
inaugural
attended
year
and supported
fighting
by a
against
bipartisan
hate
organization
around the
of
world
elected
and in
officials
America.
and
I
community
wish
leaders.
I could be with you
They
at
all
the
came
ceremony
together
today.
to
I am
recognize
in
the
St.
importance
Louis,
of an issue
directing the Lehman
that cuts
trilogy.
across political
And every
parties
time I go to a
and
new city or a new
community
place,
lines. The rise of hate crimes in the preceding years eroded the spirit of unity we appreciate and have come to expect here in California. Act Against Hate Alliance was founded to find solutions to stop this damaging trend. These are solutions that give voice and support to victims. They are solutions that empower communities to act, and as an essential precursor that articulate how to identify a hate crime. Over the past 12 months, Act Against Hate Alliance, or AAHA, has hosted media briefings that brought together global experts and leaders. AAHA engaged these leaders in open, frank, and insightful discussions about hate crimes. Members of the media were invited to attend these programs so that they could develop a better understanding of the hate crime issue and add their own voices to the solutions focus. Speakers included leadership from government, religious groups, education organizations, law enforcement agencies, counseling, health care, entertainment and the arts, the media, and even the European Union. A growing audience attended these programs and were inspired by what they heard. A monumental milestone was realized when student leaders from multiple high schools and universities reached out to ask how they could become involved. Out of this deep, dynamic, multidimensional dialogue, clear solutions emerged. Senator Bob Huff, the former California State Senate Minority Leader, and May Huff both have extensive careers in government, public, and community service. They acted to form AAHA under Huff Strategies, their international business, economic, and community development firm that has spearheaded many effective community building initiatives. AAHA received its first-year funding from the California State Library under its Stop the Hate program. The work by AAHA identified a clear list of solutions to help reduce hate crime numbers. These solutions include effective education programming, expansion of student leadership, law enforcement training, and networking. The most important solution was to identify and give a voice to hate crime victims, which gives them the support they need. Huff Strategies will now seek funding to continue this important work. This includes effective student programs and training, education initiatives, and global partnerships. May Huff's reflections are captured in this quote. In looking back over this inaugural year, we are proud of how Act Against Hate Alliance has grabbed the attention of so many students, government leaders, and people from different professions and careers from all over the world, she said. The clear sentiment that we hear expressed over and over again comes from individuals who are unwilling to stand by silently. They want to join with AAHA, seek out solutions to the crimes of hate, and implement solutions that will work. This problem is complex, but by working together on a common goal, we can achieve the kind of progress that will bring about positive change. This is our responsibility, and it's the kind of spirit that American democracy demands.
In the California State Capitol, when we kicked off this endeavor a year ago today. And what a meaningful year it has been. Our mandate for Acting Against Hate Alliance has always been to address the alarming rise in hate crimes across the state by finding solutions. We wanted to move beyond just the talk, the debate, and the complaints about how bad the situation has become, and instead tap into the collective wisdom and experience of experts and leaders across the state to find solutions. We know that hate crimes is not limited by geographic boundaries. We welcomed participation in this year's programs by leaders from Europe and across the nation, again, to find solutions. We know that hate crime needs to we need to elevate the awareness. So what we do is we spread out our findings by partnering with you, the media community, who are already a trusted source of information by your viewer and your readers. It is easy to be overwhelmed by this problem. It is also easy to let the emotion of hate crime make us feel helpless and sometimes even hopeless. So that's why as we look at the individuals in our communities savaged by the countless deplorable acts of hate, this is really touches me because hate crimes touch us all. But as several of our speakers have spoken up, and with strong conviction, there are solutions. What we in California have shown the world when we become a state in 1850, that we excel, we are capable of identifying and implementing solutions to most of the world's, or some of the world's most daunting problems. Now, hate crimes are no exception. When we come together as a diverse but unified body group, we can stem this tide back by applying the kind of leadership that we have displayed to be the leader of the world in this issue and many other issues as we have witnessed. So before I turn the mic over to my husband, Senator Bob Huff, I should say former Senator Bob Huff, I would like to take the opportunity to introduce the elected officials that are in attendance with us, and also the award recipients. So obviously this room is limited. So the reason for us to be here is not just to recognize our students and recognize our elected officials. Mostly is also recognizing our media friends, media outlets, for staying with us throughout the years, not just this year, okay, many, many years. We've been working together, get the information out to the general public to help our community. So I really appreciate you being here today, and thank you for staying with us. Okay, so I'm going to start from my right. I'm looking at Mayor Walt Allen from City of Walnut, and Covina, sorry. Obviously, the sleep is interfering. Covina, I'm sorry, Mayor. Okay, Walt Allen, please, thank you. And then, of course, Diamond Bar. Why do I say Diamond Bar? Because Diamond Bar is my hometown, so it's very usual for me to say Diamond Bar. And that's the mayor this year, Andrew Chow. And then next to him is Kyle Miller, the policy advisor for Senator Bob Archuleta. Which district does he represent? 30? Okay, District 30. Okay. Oh, it includes Diamond Bar? Yeah, okay. Very good, thank you. Thank you for being here. He reached out to me, in the wee hours of last night or early this morning, and he says whether he can be here to give us support. I said, absolutely. So he's here. So to my left is Aiden Chow, he's a student from Lacanada Flint Ridge Prep. And the next to him is Nicholas Hernandez, UC Fullerton. Okay? And then, of course, let me announce Darren Chen first, okay? Who is also a student from the Citadel. Okay, and then to his right is one of our partners in this endeavor, who is our creative director and also helps us with operations, Laura Morrison. She just flew in last night. Okay, so on that note, Mr. Huff, I would like to ask you to address the awards for outstanding leadership that we will present today.
Thank you, Mimi. And while we're introducing people, let me introduce our technical director, Ronnie Chung, who's done a pretty amazing job on the Zoom meetings we've had. It is an extra challenge when you're physically located someplace. And then Tony is our streaming guru. Yeah. And you heard the voice of Bill Bird, our communications director, but Bill used to be my communications director by the state senate. We're pleased to have him working with us with Act Against Hate Alliance. So in this inaugural year, as Mamie have said, we have been so pleased and fortunate to be able to gather subject matter experts from around the world, subject matter experts on different facets of hate crime. So choosing who to recognize for these awards was no easy task. So if our technical director can bring up a little video, we're going to look at a diverse group of participants who joined the Zoom this year and helped our programming, helped our dialogue, helped us come to the conclusions that we did as we listened to them and gathered up their collective experience from over the years.
The Honorable Lou Correa, U.S. House of Representatives. The Honorable Fiona Ma, California State Treasurer. The Honorable Tony Atkins, President pro tempore, California State Senate. The Honorable Brian Dale, California State Senator. The Honorable Josh Newman, California State Senator. The Honorable Rosilicia Ochoa Bogue, California State Senator. The Honorable Patricia Bates, former Minority Leader, California State Senate. The Honorable Gloria Romero, former Majority Leader, California State Senate. The Honorable Jim McDonnell, former Sheriff, Los Angeles County. The Honorable Donald P. Wagner, Supervisor, Orange County. The Honorable Katrina Foley, Supervisor, Orange County. The Honorable Walter Allen III, Mayor, City of Covina, Director, Rio Honda Police Academy. The Honorable John Duran, former council member, West Hollywood, civil rights attorney and LGBTQ+ leader. The Honorable Farah Khan, Mayor, City of Irvine. The Honorable Tammy Kim, Vice Mayor, City of Irvine. The Honorable Ruth Lowe, Mayor, City of Diamond Bar. The Honorable Steve Ty, Council Member, City of Diamond Bar. The Honorable Benjamin Yu, Council Member, City of Lake Forest. The Honorable Tim Shaw, Trustee, Orange County Board of Education. C.C. Yin, Founder, Asian Pacific Islander American Public Affairs Association. Corinne Rankin, Chair, CRP Outreach and Inclusion of Diverse Communities. Bob Rose, President, Chime Television. David McMurrin, Orange County Deputy District Attorney. Detective Jan Wong, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Regina Wilson, Executive Director, California Black Media. Natalie Salazar, Executive Director, Los Angeles Regional Crime Stoppers. Louis Friedberg, Principal, California Media Directive, former Executive Director, EdSource. Denton Carlson, Chief of Police, San Ramon. Dr. Kevin O'Mara, President, School Exec Connect. Domingo Jerez, Director of Programs, International Association of Chiefs of Police. Brian T. Gilhooly, Special Agent in Charge, FBI Criminal Investigations Division, Los Angeles Field Office. Faith Bautista, Founder and Owner, Chime Television. Carrie Perloff, Director, Playwright, Educator, and Author. Carlos Benitez, Art Dealer, Collector, Inventor, Entrepreneur, and Founder of ACCA. Adrian Troala, or True Love, Artist. Dr. Don Michelle Whitehead, Vice President of the Office of Global Citizenship for Campus, Community, and Careers at the American Association of Colleges and Universities. Rabbi Sarah Horonsky, President of the Board of Rabbis of Southern California. Dr. Mohammed Zudi Jasser, President and Founder, American Islamic Forum for Democracy. Venerable Hui Dong, Abbot, Fo Gong Shan Shilai Temple, Los Angeles. Tamash Berez, General Manager, International Network Against Cyber Hate, Netherlands. Maria Daniela Maruda, Chair, European Commission Against Racism and Intolerance. Dennis Santiago, Chief Operating Officer, National Diversity Coalition. Laura E. Ellsworth, Partner in Charge of Global Community Service Initiatives, Jones Day. Chase Masterson, Actress, Founder and CEO, The Heroic Journey. Darren Chan, Student, The Citadel Military College. Utkarsh Jain, Student, University of California at Berkeley. Haley Wells, Student, Sacred Heart Schools, Atherton. Nicholas Hernandez, Student, California State University at Fullerton. Remy Garcia Cakebean, Student, Princeton University. Aiden Chow, Student, Flint Ridge Preparatory School. David Chan, Student, University of California at Berkeley.
I think you can see we've had an amazing lineup of participants in our program this year. Please let's give them a round of applause. So, Act Against Hate Alliance wanted to do more than just talk. We wanted to find solutions. And of course, the natural question is, well, what solutions have you found? So the solutions articulated have included education programs, starting as early as possible, extending through university level and into communities and adult education. Use of media to accurately report on hate crimes. That's where you folks come in. More effective use of social media to identify those who commit hate crimes and those who are victimized by them. Working with law enforcement to ensure sensitive follow-up with victims of hate crimes so that they feel supported and not doubly victimized. Gathering of uniform data that truly demonstrates where and when hate crimes have occurred so that the numbers don't downplay the severity of the problem. And I'm sure there are more, but those are what we came up with that we think would be very impactful when implemented. So as we wrap up our first year, we've established Act Against Hate Alliance. We set up the Outstanding Leadership Award to honor those whose work and focus stands out as an example in inspiration and commitment to eradicate hate crime. Where there are so many people whose contribution fits this description and who we celebrate and honor today, we choose from among them 9 people as representatives whose efforts have resonated globally. Our first recipient is California State Treasurer Fiona Ma. Fiona has served in many elected offices over the past 2 decades, and in each one she has set a goal of getting to know her constituents, understanding their issues, and helping to connect them in the only way change can be realized, by working together, seeing one another face to face, and learning how much we all want the same things: safe communities, equal opportunities, institutions that value us, and governments that hear us. Fiona embodies the very best of what inclusiveness and respect mean, and have traveled to literally every corner of the state to show that she represents every person. Fiona has spoken out against hate crime and has been a tireless advocate for programs that strengthen communities. She's shown leadership through her vision, her commitment to our state, and her every action to improve lives and outcomes. Fiona Ma inspires us all to do better and to care more about our great state and the people who populate it. It's our absolute honor today to present Treasurer Fiona Ma with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Leadership Award for helping to combat hate in the state of California.
Hi, I'm Fiona Ma, and I'm honored.
People are remote, and we asked for recorded videos from our recipients who are not anticipating we could have some technical issues. So Fiona was not able to be with us today, but she did send a video.
Hi, I'm Fiona Ma, and I'm honored to serve as California's 34th State Treasurer. Congratulations to the Act Against Hate Alliance for a successful inaugural year and working to bring an end to hate crimes across California. Thank you to Bob and May for your leadership and all those who have joined this effort. I am truly honored to be the inaugural recipient of the Act Against Hate Alliance's Leadership Award. California is a mosaic made of different ethnicities, languages, backgrounds, and experiences. Our diversity is our strength, a melting pot of different ideas guided by common goals. Messages that spread hate and division and crimes against others based on their differences have no place in our society and do nothing to build a better tomorrow for future generations. We must all do more to ensure that API communities and all communities are safe from violence and hate. Each day, I try to live by the values and wisdom passed on to me by my parents who were immigrants to this country. I strive to do better, be a better person, and make a difference in this world, just like many of you. Thank you again for this honor and the privilege of accepting this award.
Let's give her a round of applause. And I do have an award plaque to give to her, which we will mail to the recipients who are not here. Our next award recipient is Senator Josh Newman. Senator Josh Newman was elected to the ethnically diverse 29th Senate District in November 2016 and re-elected to a second term 2 years ago. He's known for being a pragmatic legislator, serving on the Transportation Committee and also as chairman now of the Education Committee, 2 issue areas important to him and to his constituents. Senator Newman's professional experience has included work in local government, public affairs and marketing, film and television production, and internet media technology. He brings all of this knowledge and depth to his work in the Senate and focus on understanding the issues that confront Californians and help create change to improve lives. He's been a visionary leader, reaching out across the community, building solidarity, connection, and unity. His commitment to stopping the rampant hate crime that has threatened the very fabric of our state is notable throughout his tenure in government. He's contributed to programs that address these crimes, including his support of Act Against Hate Alliance and his authorship of SCR 15, declaring January 28th to be the Stand Against Hate Action Day. His leadership has been exactly what we hope to see in government. In short, Josh Newman walks the walk, and we all benefit from his action. It's an absolute honor to present to Senator Josh Newman the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Leadership Award for helping to combat hate in the state of California.
Hello, I'm Josh Newman, and I have the privilege of representing California's 29th Senate District, which includes parts of Orange, Los Angeles, and San Bernardino counties. It's an immense honor to be receiving the Act Against Hate Alliance's Inaugural Leadership Award, as well as to be one of the many community and student leaders being recognized here today as we commemorate the occasion of the Act Against Hate Alliance's one-year anniversary. Exactly 1 year ago today, I had the pleasure of joining my predecessor, former Senator Bob Huff, along with his wife and partner May for the organization's launch here in Sacramento. If you recall, at that time it seemed like California and the nation were being threatened by what can only be described as a rising tide of hate. Misinformation around the COVID-19 pandemic, the disconcerting rise of white nationalism, and our nation's long and fraught history of discrimination had given rise to hateful violence and vitriol within many of our communities, in houses of worship, schools, and in communities of color. It gives me no pleasure to report that according to the latest report from the Attorney General's Office on Hate Crimes in California, hate and hateful acts continue to rise to some of their highest rates in decades. Between 2021 and 2022, hate crime events in California increased an additional 20%, with prosecutable hate crimes rising 17% in that same period. This marks the second consecutive year in a row that anti-Black, anti-LGBTQ, and anti-Semitic hate crimes have all increased, all by a startling 25 to 30%. These sobering numbers are a reminder that we still have much work to do in realizing a safer, more accepting, and tolerant society for every Californian. But I'm happy to report there's also a cause for optimism. Earlier this year, I was proud to author, in partnership with the Act Against Hate Alliance, Senate Concurrent Resolution 15, which designates January 28th as Stand Against Hate Action Day in California. It's my hope that leaders like Bob and May Huff and all others dedicated to rooting out the causes of racism and hate can utilize Stand Against Hate Action Day as an occasion to encourage all Californians to be better citizens, both as advocates and bystanders, when reporting incidents, supporting victims, and intervening when it is safe to do so. And over the last year, I've been proud to work and support Bob and May as they've worked tirelessly to convene experts, law enforcement, elected officials, faith leaders, and especially student leaders for candid discussions on what rooting out hate actually looks like. Whether that's representation in media, partnerships with law enforcement, or empowering youth with the tools to create grassroots and peer-led student organizations on our high school and college campuses, there is much for you to be proud of. Having said that, I'd like to close by extending my heartfelt thanks to Bob and May Huff and the entire team at the Act Against Hate Alliance for the tremendous work that you continue to do in the pursuit of a more just and tolerant world. May we all stand together against hate. Thank you.
Our next award recipient is Walter Allen III, who is with us today, unlike his predecessors here on the screen. Walt brings a wealth of experience and solutions focused to the fight against hate crime as a 46-year law enforcement leader who became an officer, joined the SWAT team, and then became a special agent and eventually assistant chief for the California Department of Justice Bureau of Narcotic Enforcement. In 2003, Walter was appointed by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger as the director of the California's Youth Offender Correctional System, the California Youth Authority. Walt was the governor's assistant secretary of the Office of Correctional Safety for the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation in 2005. He currently serves as the director of Rio Hondo Police Academy at Rio Hondo College in Whittier, California, overseeing police academy training for newly hired police recruits from law enforcement agencies throughout Southern California. And in his spare time, he serves as mayor of the city of Covina, as we heard before. And I believe this 23rd or 24th year, I don't know, at some point you stop keeping track, right? But a long time he's been serving the community as an elected leader. Walt has articulated a vision for selecting, training, and retaining police officers that helps ensure they will be effective advocates for the communities they serve. He's made a difference in law enforcement programs in California and has identified education as one of the most important factors in stopping the rise of hate crime. It's our absolute honor at Act Against Hate Alliance to present Walter Allen III with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Leadership Award for helping to combat hate in the state of California.
Thank you very much. I think Senator Huff and May Huff are the ones that should really be getting this award. It is because of their tireless work that this great organization, AAHA, was created. It has been a pleasure working with you this past year, and we have a great relationship with the Museum of Tolerance that works with our officers to train them not only to use the proper demeanor and genuine protocols when it comes to handling victims of hate crimes, but to be true guardians of society when they leave the police academy. It is so important that our officers, when they deal with a hate crime victim, they handle the investigation and care of the victim with absolute understanding and care of how important it is to make the victim, put that victim at ease, and also follow with a detailed investigation so we can prosecute these people that violate the well-being of our citizens through hate and prejudice. So it's an absolute pleasure. I'm totally honored, and I feel that I'm not deserving of this award. You two are the ones that are deserving of an award for what you've done, not only for the state of California, but nationally and internationally, for the fight against hate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Will. And we appreciate the spreading the love around, but I've seen the back of your office wall, and it's literally, there's no room for this. You've got awards. Well, we appreciate everything you've done. You're truly a servant leader and still serving your local community, which is amazing. So thank you so much, Walt. Appreciate it. Our third recipient is Carrie Perloff. Carrie Perloff has built an international career in the arts as a theater director, playwright, educator, producer, speaker, and author. She served as artistic director of CSC Repertory in New York from 1988 to 1992, and of the American Conservatory Theater in San Francisco from 1992 to 2018. A passionate believer in education and community programs, her career has been informed by a lifelong quest for gender equity in the arts, culminating in a major study with the Wellesley Centers for Women on how to advance women's leadership and prioritize child care, mentoring, and female advancement. She was on the faculty of the Tisch School of the Arts at New York University for 7 years, taught and directed in the ACT Masters of Fine Art program for 25 years, and continues to teach in theater programs and at universities across the country. Her work in the arts, including the rich roster of plays she chooses to focus on, is driven by her desire to provide a platform for meaningful connections and conversation among diverse audiences. With each of her endeavors, she raises her voice and talent against hate and attempts to make the world a more open, respectful, and caring place. Over a career that spans 40 years, Carrie has been a true mentor to all those fortunate enough to come within her expansive, creative orbit. It's our absolute honor to present Carrie Perloff with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Leadership Award for helping to combat hate in California.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Perloff, and I am so deeply honored to be recognized by this really incredible group in your inaugural year fighting against hate around the world and in America. I wish I could be with you at the ceremony today. I am in St. Louis directing the Lehman Trilogy. And every time I go to a new city or a new place to work on a piece of theater, I'm reminded of why I fell in love with the theater to begin with and why I think the work aligns with what you're struggling with and fighting for, which is that at its best, theater can open people's minds and hearts to new ways of feeling and thinking and being, to discovering what it is that we have in common as human beings, no matter who we are and where we come from, and also what is different and what makes us vulnerable to attack. So when I make a piece of theater, I try to get inside the lives of human beings who may be very different from me and to share with an audience a story that I hope will make them see the world a little bit differently and to celebrate people who may look or think or be different from them in such a way that we realize that we all share so many experiences. In that way, I feel deeply aligned with the values of Alliance Against Hate, and I celebrate what you're doing, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for recognizing the work that artists have been doing to further compassion in the world. Have a wonderful ceremony. Thank you.
She is truly an amazing person, as all of our award recipients are. Our next award recipient is Dr. M. Zuhdi Jasser. Dr. Jasser is a physician specializing in nuclear cardiology, a former U.S. Navy Lieutenant Commander, a staff internist in the United States Congress, a contributor to national media, having been interviewed by CNN, the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Times, and having been appointed to serve on the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. In 2003, Dr. Jasser joined a group of Muslims in the U.S. to found the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, and in 2004, the Center for Islamic Pluralism. He has spent his career highlighting issues that impact hate and hate crime, and has been a tireless advocate of opening a national dialogue to bring groups together in respect and inclusion. Dr. Jasser's impact on addressing hate in this country has been an extraordinary one, with his solutions focus starting with the simple concepts that people cannot relate to others without exposure, without discussion, without a chance to develop understanding. It's our absolute honor to present Dr. Zuhdi Jasser with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Leadership Award for his unwavering work to combat hate.
I want to thank the Act Against Hate Alliance for the recognition this morning. I'm sorry I can't be with you, but I am humbled and beyond thankful for the recognition and the work that all of you do to combat hate and create this alliance against hate. And the many other individuals that have been recognized, I'm proud to be a part of them. We are based here in Phoenix, Arizona, the American Islamic Forum for Democracy, and also a larger coalition of Muslim reformers that are countering the ideologies, the root causes of radical Islam and some of the supremacist mindset of the identity movement that is political Islam and its movements across the planet. We feel that terrorism and radicalism are simply symptoms of a deeper problem, which is the need to reform against political Islam, against theocracy, some of the same movements that created great democracies like America need to become part of the movements against dictatorships and against theocracies like Iran. We see on the ground in Iran women's movements that are beginning to push back in nascent revolutions that are growing. And again, one of the targets of reform includes the hate. And hate can only go away if you believe in equality, if you are not exclusive in your belief that many other faiths have pathways to heaven. This is really our belief in Muslim reform, is that we need to come into the 21st century, become postmodern, and begin to become part of a historical arc of our faith that's a little over 1,400 years old and needs to go through a post-Enlightenment revolution, if you will, in the framework of countries that have social contracts like America, that celebrate freedom, that celebrate religious freedom and equality for all, with its Bill of Rights and Constitution under God. So again, as a doctor, I formed the American Islamic Forum for Democracy because I believe the faith that I love is like a patient that has a cancer that needs to be treated, but ultimately I love my faith and am working towards a new interpretation that includes equality, that includes an identity with America and what it stands for, and especially focused against hate, bigotry, and a lot of the ideas that infiltrate radical Islamism across the planet, from movements like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Khomeinism, and Wahhabism, and other supremacist ideas. So thank you for this recognition, and we look forward to working with all of you in the future. God bless.
It's often said that students are leaders of tomorrow, but as our first Act Against Hate Alliance intern, Darren Chan, a senior at the mighty Citadel in South Carolina, said in his speech during our inaugural ceremony last year that with rising hate crime across the U.S., students of today can't wait until tomorrow to lead. They must stand up now, they must speak out now, they must show now by their own example, their own embrace of other students with diverse backgrounds, and by taking up reins of leadership at their academic institutions now. So, we're thrilled to present the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Student Leadership Awards to 4 students whose anti-hate leadership is an inspiration and a testament to the fact that leadership does not arrive at a certain age. It's not bestowed upon certain professions. It's about force of conviction, commitment to fairness, and the recognition that academic environment is one of the most crucial places that the dialogue of inclusion, respect, and acceptance must take place. When we were approached by high school and university students who wanted to establish Act Against Hate Alliance chapters at their institutions and in their communities, we were beyond moved. Since then, such action was taken by cities, and the initial chapters and education institutions are underway. It's therefore most appropriate that we honor 4 students who are outstanding examples of leadership and have embraced the idea and ideals of Act Against Hate Alliance to find solutions to extinguish hate that undermines the fundamental mission of education in the United States. Our first Student Leadership Award recipient is Aiden Chow. Aiden Chow was born and reared in Arcadia and has participated in civic engagement from a very early age, being motivated by the challenges in his own city regarding public safety, education, and taxpayer issues. To that end, he has started advocacy initiatives and is engaged with helping elect others who share his passion and focus. He has reached out to Mamie and me several months ago with the idea of expanding the Act Against Hate Alliance program into high schools, and he started his own at his local high school. This program is now in development, and Aiden is working with students at other schools, including universities, to open a dialogue on the Landmark Initiative. Why? Because he has noted how hate can start in schools and can ultimately lead to hate crimes. Aiden has worked his contacts in local government to help pass January 28th as the Stand Against Hate Action Day resolution. City of San Gabriel was the first to pass such a resolution early this year with his influence. A resolution modeled after statewide SCR 15 authored by Josh Newman, who we heard about earlier. 2 other cities are currently poised to adopt similar resolutions based upon Aiden's exemplary leadership and engagement. Aiden is truly a born leader and has shown that it is his determination to spread the word that hate cannot be accepted in the schools. It's our absolute honor to present Aiden Chow with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Student Leadership Award for his unwavering commitment to stopping hate in our schools and our communities. Aiden, please come on up. And I see we have Dr. Alan Wu from Walnut who has joined us. Dr. Wu. It is my pleasure to present this plaque award to you. I'd like to ask everyone else to stay up here because we're going to give a few more of these out, and then Aiden can make some comments.
Well, I want to thank Bob and May and all of our local electeds for their initiative, for taking the initiative to move forward with Act Against Hate Alliance, for joining us on this endeavor as we bring awareness, as we bring accountability, and as we bring responsibility to our local communities on Act Against Hate advocacy. My advocacy stems from our own city, Arcadia's problems. We have a problem with public safety, with burglaries, property theft, violence, hate crimes, and I decided to take a stand against that. I also decided to take a stand for fiscal responsibility, forming the LA County Taxpayers Association, and with that came a passion for local grassroots change. And forming many deep relationships with city councils across the county and across the state, I decided that the form of advocacy that was most important was through the most local and direct level, with our council members and through young people like myself. Without young people, we really will have a drought for leadership in the future, and that's why I wanted to cultivate my friends, my connections of my age to do the same that I've been doing. Because without young people and without direct communication to those who make changes, policymakers, council members like those on the stage who serve the community, the servant leaders that serve us, we wouldn't have a brighter future that we can influence. So I'm so grateful to be up here today. I want to thank everyone for not only taking a stand in leadership, but also taking a stand in direct action and direct advocacy. Thank you very much.
So our next recipient, Leadership Award, is David Chan. David Chan was born and raised in Orange County, where he initially began his community involvement as a high school student. After launching a 501c3 in the sophomore year of high school, he discovered his passion for inciting positive change in the community and decided to pursue that ambition through political involvement. Over the years that followed, he interned with a city council member, county supervisor, and congressional member, in addition to several others. He has since worked in both California and Washington, D.C. congressional offices. David attends UC Berkeley, where he's a third-year student studying political science, and recently helped 2 statewide college Republican organizations merge into one. Excuse me. As he took over the reins as president of the California College Republicans. David has laid the groundwork to start an Act Against Hate Alliance chapter at UC Berkeley. David's worked collaboratively with a coalition of student leaders across the state to take on the challenges of our time and to root out hate and bias in the academic setting, which can ultimately give rise to hate crime. It's our absolute honor to present David Chan with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Student Leadership Award for his unwavering work to combat hate in academic institutions and communities. And we were not able to get his video translated, so we apologize we don't have that We'll move on next to our next recipient, who is Nicholas Hernandez. Nicholas Hernandez had already developed a strong reputation for leadership at a young age. From the time he can remember, he was saying that he wanted to be involved in making the world better. And more than that, just expressing that desire, he started acting on it. To learn firsthand about the political process, Nicholas became the president of Walnut High School's Model United Nations Club. He was an intern for a congressional candidate and for a council member re-election campaign. In 2020, at the height of the global pandemic, Nicholas also started a nonprofit organization called Pathway for Community Service and Leadership, and used that platform to help encourage others to reach out to those in need. He became involved in Act Against Hate Alliance as a student at Cal State University, Fullerton, because he wanted to promote conversation about issues of hate on campus and in his home community of Walnut. Nicholas developed a good relationship with the city's mayor, one of them is here today, and council members, where he serves on the mayor's advisory committee. Additionally, he introduced, lobbied for, and helped the Walnut City Council pass a city resolution patterned after SCR 15, taking a stand against hate and declaring January 25th the Stand Against Hate Action Day. He used his skills and gained campaign work to encourage volunteerism to assist marginalized groups. Nicholas has shown by his own example of outreach how grassroots initiatives begin and how they empower change. It's our absolute honor to present Nicholas Hernandez with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Student Leadership Award for his unwavering commitment to stopping hate in our schools and our communities. Nicholas?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nicholas Hernandez. I want to start off by thanking Bob and May for this recognition. Like Mayor Allen said, you two are the ones who are truly deserving of it. But the fact that you've got a group of students involved, especially in the June press briefing, to give our own perspectives on hate and ways to act against it is really a testament to your dedication to this cause and how willing you are to hear out different perspectives. That was my first start with the Act Against Hate Alliance. I also had the pleasure of bringing forth a resolution which emulated SCR 15 to the Walnut City Council, and it passed unanimously. It designated January 28th as Act Against Hate Day, as well as it condemned all forms of hate. And I'd like to say that diversity is our strength, as was said before. But this is not limited to diversity of race or ethnicity, but also diversity of ideas, diversity of perspectives, ideologies. This is what makes us stronger, and the ability to hear each other out and the willingness to accept our differences, to agree to disagree, is something that truly makes us stronger. This is the diversity that is also very important and we must also focus on. So to end, I'd like to say thank you for this recognition, and it was a pleasure to work with the Act Against Hate Alliance. Thank you.
Our final student leadership recipient is Darren Chen. Darren was our inaugural year intern for Act Against Hate Alliance. He was with us in the state capitol a year ago on the hot money morning, and suffered alongside us as we announced our intentions and had numerous legislators by our sides. It was his words that inspired attendants to comment on his depth and insight. Darren would say that his words were informed by hearing of community members and friends being bullied, disparaged, and even brutally attacked, and by his growing desire to contribute to solutions to stop such behavior. Darren was born in Hong Kong and came to the U.S. when he was 13, determined to learn about U.S. culture through his own experience of it. From the time he arrived, those who met him were impressed with his ability to connect with others and to his openness to never miss an opportunity to learn in his new culture. Darren said that he was struck in his early days in Los Angeles by the diversity of people and interests and by their openness to him. By the end of his high school program, he had countless friends and become a regular community volunteer and mentor to newly arriving international students. Darren is now a senior at the mighty Citadel, the globally recognized military college of South Carolina, which he chose for the chance to join the school's tradition of excellence and discipline. Here and there, and wherever he has gone, he has been an excellent ambassador for Act Against Hate Alliance, and has collectively and effectively connected with speakers, government officials, education, and community leaders focused on the anti-hate campaign. It's our honor to present Darren Chan with the Act Against Hate Alliance Outstanding Student Leadership Award for his unwavering commitment to stopping hate in our schools and our communities. Darren?
Flew in from China yesterday and stayed quite jet lag, but I wrote the words. Senator Huff, Director Mei Huff, distinguished leaders, and supporters of Act Against Hate Alliance. Thank you so much for the great honor you've accorded me and my fellow award recipients for our commitment to finding solutions against hate crimes. 1 year ago, at the Act Against Hate Alliance launchpad at the California State Capitol, I said that we as students should not wait until tomorrow to lead. Today, I feel this is more strongly than ever. We read daily about the devastation caused by rising hate crimes. We're painfully aware of the hate language, bullying, and violence that are all too present in our environment. And we know that young people who feel ignored, bullied, disrespected, or marginalized can become vulnerable to influences that sow the seeds of hate. This must stop. The education environment is one of the most important places that we learn academic and social skills. It is where respect and inclusion must be taught, not only by lessons in books, but by examples, by actions, and by respect shown to all members of the community. As a rare Chinese student attending the Citadel Military College of South Carolina, I felt enthusiastically included and respected from the first day I arrived, and every day since. School leaders, teachers, and staff at the Citadel demonstrate respect in their interaction with students, which sets an example that students follow. This creates a learning environment where students can thrive. And I believe that if all students feel valued, and as such example, they will not become angry or hateful. Having programs and leaders in all schools that are focused on respectful communication and inclusion is a critical step to bring change. So my father once told me that my success in life will be decided in large measure by my willingness to work hard and not shy away from difficult challenges. Finding solutions against hate crimes is one of the most difficult challenges of our time, and I will not walk away from it. We must work together to create change in this critical area. I'm so grateful to have been able to have a voice in the mission of Act Against Hate Alliance and to join their incredible leaders. and passionate local supporters in this effort. Thank you for this award, and I look forward to this essential work continuing.
Thank you, Darren. And thank you, co-presenters, for standing up here with us. Appreciate it. So Walt Allen is going to recruit some of these students for the police academy, I think. Did you want to make any comments?
I'll make a comment before you make a comment, final comments. Anyways, I just want to remind everyone, the room right next to this room, entrance over there, is the press interview room. So after we conclude this session, the elected officials and the award recipients, please go into that room so the press can interview you. OK， 那个记者朋友们，我们这个活动结束以后呢，请到旁边那个房间去，那个是你们可以这个访问这几个民选官员或者是今天得奖的学生们，好吗？谢谢。好，不要忘了啊。你们我都参到你们订好了，餐应该已经在外面嘛，所以呢，你们访问完了以后拿了餐可以带回去吃，好吗？谢谢。还有不要忘了那个面包是你的，是我们的那个 dessert，OK？ 谢谢。
And a few last comments from me, and then we can get on to lunch. So a heartfelt thanks to all of our Leadership Award recipients whose extraordinary contributions and commitment are inspirations to us all and game changers in the fight against hate crime. Our recipients stand as representatives of the countless, tireless other leaders whose work in California, throughout the U.S. and across the world gives us hope and continued fortitude as we fight together against hate crimes. Our profuse gratitude goes out to all of you, present and not present today, who have supported this initiative, Act Against Hate Alliance, with seed funding from the California State Library Stop the Hate program, has reached across the world, opened a global conversation, stimulated connections and creativity, and underscored the goal of stopping hate a top priority. Most importantly and proudly, we're happy to say that through this platform, we found solutions that, when implemented, we believe will make an enormous difference in stemming the rise of hate crime, while increasing true diversity, understanding, and respect. That was our goal this year, and accomplishing it, identifying solutions, made the next step of implementing them all the more urgent. We will seek funding for the upcoming year to continue the momentum that you have helped us to build. So we've already introduced staff, so let me roll right to the end here. Thank you for participating with us over this past year. And the biggest difference between a Zoom meeting with media and an in-person meeting is you can see they're all back in the room. You know, they're not happy unless they're clicking cameras, rolling video, covering the event. And it's a lot more difficult to do that with Zoom. Thank you all to our media partners for participating this year, for being with us today. You know, we can't control other people, but we can lead by example, as our students and as our work leaders have demonstrated. We personally can't witness or report all the hate crimes and incidents that happen, but as one of our program participants said earlier this year, if you see something, say something. And we can't change the world overnight. But as Confucius eloquently stated, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let's keep moving.